3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hello and
Nope, we're not. Nope.
Hello and welcome everyone to Truth, Beer, and Podsequences. So this is a podcast where my co-host and I listen to all the Cincinnati-based craft beer podcasts from the previous week. We get together at a gracious podcast host. Today we are back at Higher Gravity Summit Park, which is bustling. My goodness, is it busy here today.
We're not even able to sit at our regular table.
No, but
Crazy.
good for you, Higher Gravity Summit Park. And you're welcome, by the way, for spreading the word about how great this place is. So I am Marco. I'm a taproom manager here locally. And by the way, even though, because we record a synopsis of all of these podcasts, we certainly hope there aren't too many consequences from the hosts of those other podcasts. We'll see if
we're kind of side-eyeing our producer
right.
tonight. We might be in trouble.
Today's going to be okay.
We'll find out.
But yes, I am Marco. I'm a taproom manager in the greater Cincinnati area. And that voice you heard, if you're been with us for a long time, you know that it belongs to the best co-host in Podcastlandia.
I'm Julia. I drink all the craft beer in the local, national, regional, whatever. I just drink all the beer, and I'm also a big fan of ducks. That's what I'm going with tonight.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Ducks.
Ducks.
All kinds of ducks.
All right. So as before we get into it, all the thoughts and opinions on this podcast are ours and ours alone, meaning Julie and I. Producer can speak for himself. They don't represent any entity that we may be affiliated with, such as our full-time jobs or Higher Gravity itself. So we will tell you at the end of the pod how to contact us to, number one, thank us for the great work we do by giving us money, and then all the other things that you would do, like we're going to ask you to like and share and, all the other mess. We'll get all that to you at the end of the podcast. Now, no podcast about craft beer would be a good podcast about craft beer if you weren't drinking a beverage.
It's true.
Julia?
I am drinking a beer that you picked for me, Opulence, an IPA from, is it Epic Brewing or Epic Brewing Co. Brewery?
I don't know. They're epic.
They're very epic. It's very good. It's on Nitro, which kind of surprised me.
Surprised me, too.
It's a nice creamy IPA, which sounds really weird to say when I'm not talking about a milkshake IPA. Because it's clear it is soft.
Too soft.
Way too soft. Way too soft. Marco, how about you? What's in your glass?
I'm having IPA from West Side Brewing. So I guess it's their new year-round IPA.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. It's not soft.
Good. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
And producer's drinking something over there.
I don't even know what this is called. I think it's like paper something. It's from Jackie O's. It's a wood-aged brown ale. It's
there you
pretty
go.
tasty. I would like to also say all of my thoughts and opinions on the show, they are representative of Mad Tree.
Oh.
It's all Mad Tree's thoughts and opinions.
Welcome to have Mad Tree's thoughts and opinions on the pod.
I know. That's awesome.
That's great.
We're literally right across, not even the street. We're right across the park from where their, 13th location is going to be popping up here soon?
Mad Tree 4.0.
Very nice. Let's see.
Original name as well.
What are we Googling? You guys are both on your phones. Aren't you supposed to be podcasting?
You are drinking Rip the Script.
Yeah, that's what it said. Paper something.
Yeah. Well, I am the queen of screens, so therefore I needed to get on my screen and find out exactly what you are drinking. We have seven.
Yep,
wow,
exactly.
Words starting off great tonight. 7 different shows to talk about tonight. So let's make sure we're on the same page and that we all listen to all the same things.
Okay.
Producer excluded. If you listen to all of them and wants to chime in, more than welcome to. If not,
we'll see.
He can
He's
just
a chimer inner.
He very well could be. We have a new episode of the Hustle and Brews Hustlers Brews with Kamsu. Excellent, Marco.
Yep.
All right. We have a new episode of the Brews Travelers Outcast podcast with Spangled Brewing.
Yep.
Awesome. We have the Jungle Gyms International podcast where they talk to High Grain about getting high. Not really, but, my truth.
I watched it.
Nice.
I actually have not listened to that one yet.
All right. Or did you watch it?
I didn't watch it.
Okay. All right. We have one that's probably new to a lot of people. Cincy Brewcast.
Did you say nude?
Yes, that's very nude to people. It's a very naked, exposed podcast. Cincy Brewcast, exposing the inaugural Oakley Beerfest.
Yeah.
I watched and listened.
I think it's better to watch.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
When I went to listen, I was like, oh, I need to check it out on YouTube. And I went to YouTube, and it wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch. I just
It's there
listened.
now.
One that kind of ties into all things gnomeness. Very tiny recap of, it's not a podcast, but it normally is. So
It's gone now, too.
the weekly Pint, is it gone?
Yeah,
like from even Facebook, all that?
Yeah, it's gone.
So
There'll be a new episode coming this week.
Oh.
as producer, normally I would not do this, but because of the respect I have for your producing capabilities.
We can recap it.
You want to recap it?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
definitely recap it.
All right.
The recap
This will be
probably
awesome
a lot better
because
than the
people
show.
won't be able to fact check us.
Yeah.
They'll be like, did he really say that? No one knows. This is going to be great.
I probably won't know.
It was amazing. Then we have a bonus episode of the Craft Parenting Podcast with a mystery Crowler.
I listened to that one.
All right.
I have not listened to that one yet either.
Okay. And then last on the list is, again, not a podcast, but it ties very closely into a podcast, the Brews Guys Happy Hour Barstool Perspective from June the 9th of 2023.
Did we talk about June the 5th?
No, well, not the 5th, the 15th, they didn't release. They released it like on a Wednesday or something. So instead of us talking about like a 2-week-old episode, we decided to just do whatever the most recent one is.
They released the 5th, the one on the 5th, and one on the 9th.
Yeah.
And the 9th just showed up. Was it yesterday or today?
Today, or 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about the one from the 9th that was just published.
That's good.
Whoever
Sounds
they
about
have,
like their publishing schedule for Brews Guys.
I know we're not talking about that one yet, but I have thoughts and opinions.
Sure.
They have like a production team, and they can't. And we are more consistent than they are with getting our shit out on a regular basis. Maybe they're talking to the wrong people. I don't know.
Maybe.
Just saying. Throwing that out there. All right. Marco, where do you want to start first?
Let's start. in
spin the damn
order.
wheel.
Spinning the wheel. All right, we can do that.
Producer said spin the wheel.
Damn good spin there. All right, Hustle and Brews. Hustlers Brews, episode 2. It's kind of awkward to try to say it, but it's a very cool series. This is episode 24 with Sue and Azalea. Com is he's with like a billion different companies.
Sue is back.
Oh, jeez.
You did great. You were a little more on point than Lee, but just as great.
Teach him how to do it.
Let's see. So Com is part of Decibel, Dope Asian Street Fair, Panda Trading Company, and like 13 other different businesses. Absolutely amazing. This episode was about the collaboration beer that he did with Esoteric, 6-packs, draft, and some distribution. But this episode was this beer was released in May the 12th. So it may or may not still be out there.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, with the May.
Yeah.
It's gonna be May. It was May.
It's still floating around at a couple of places. Bottle shops. Go to your favorite bottle shops and kind of start poking around and see.
All right. It is a blonde ale with chrysanthemum tea, jasmine tea, and orange zest. They went into, or Com went into, kind of the idea behind how those ingredients were selected, how he wanted to tie it into kind of Asian culture and experiences with the teas. And he's never really done anything with a blonde ale. And kind of like when Tank did his collaboration beer, Esoteric kind of said, we want to give you a decent amount of freedom with what we do with this because we want it to feel like your beer and not just our beer that you
just slap your name.
Just exactly. There's going to be a third Decibel location opening soon at Factory 52 in Norwood, which is pretty cool. They kind of spun out of the beer realm a little bit, started talking a bit more about all the other things that Com is doing with just everything that he's involved with. Let's see.
They talk about, they actually go a little into the history. I know you touched on it just briefly, but about how Com growing up had that entrepreneurial gene fostered through his family.
He said everybody, like all of his siblings and stuff, so like they're all
entrepreneurs.
businesses.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And because of that, the main reason or the main way that this beer came to be is Esoteric basically got tired of him coming to them and saying, we need to do a beer together. We really need to do a beer. No, guys, this is going to be great. We have got to do a beer together. And they finally said, fine, just go back there. There are all the tanks. Just do what you want to do. Have at it.
Yeah.
I already said that there was already a pretty cool story behind each ingredient in the beer. How much was he involved in the process? Did he just push a button? Did he pour something into the beer at the wrong time, like, some people may or may not have done before?
What color were the boots that he wore when he was brewing?
Exactly. That is very, very important. If you know anything about brewing, it's all about the boots.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters. Talked about how the name Azalea came about.
From Iggy.
Mm-hmm. Iggy Azalea. Yes. And
What?
What?
So for those of you not big on, I don't even know what genre to throw that in. It's not necessarily hip hop. It's not necessarily.
I was going to say country.
It's definitely not.
Is it country?
Very, very country. Yes. Good. So you do know. You do know Iggy.
I guess.
Which country?
All of the southernmost countries. Let's see. What else did we have
Is
on
Antarctica
this?
a country?
No, it's a continent.
Well, I mean, I know it's a continent, but is it also a country?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I would want to say yes, but I don't know if that's actually correct or not.
Isn't it a
I don't
U.S.
know.
territory?
Antarctica?
Yeah.
No, because they got the
No.
wall there, and all of the people keeping off the flat Earth. No, we can't own that.
Did you see that post on the internet? Where
Which
the-
one?
Yes, I have seen that post on the
That
internet.
one.
You
where
know
the Flat
the
Earth
one?
Society said they had. It said something like they have thousands of members around the world.
Oh yeah, and it's like read that again, but slowly. I saw another one kind of tied to the same thing. If the Earth actually was flat, cats would have pushed everything off of it by now.
That's true.
I mean,
true.
if that doesn't prove that it's not, don't know what else to tell you.
Well, look, we've got aliens now.
Well, we've
Yeah.
Maybe the
had
Earth is flat.
aliens. I mean,
Yeah, but
they've
they
been around.
were in Vegas for the hockey tournament, the
Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were fans. They're the ones who watch hockey. Fucking
We were sitting
aliens.
here, we're like, is there a game or something on? Is there like hockey? It's like, no one watches hockey except the aliens.
Except the aliens. They're
Yeah.
like Stanley Cup Finals. I'm there. Woo!
To continue on this tangent, Death Wish Coffee is putting out an edition of one of their coffee mugs that's shaped like the Stanley Cup. So,
Okay.
yeah. I know, I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be practical to drink out of or not, but for people that are into the hockey and the pucks, cool. Awesome.
The Stanley Cup's not practical to drink out of anyway, but people still
People
do it.
still do it.
The Stanley
yeah,
mug.
Yeah.
Stanley mug.
That needs to be the new name of the trophy.
Aren't they going to have a little problem with the Stanley mugs that all the soccer moms are buying now? Have you seen those?
No.
Like Stanley, like the camping, like
yeah,
the
yeah,
green
yeah,
Stanley.
yeah.
Is that a thing?
No, what's up with that? What's up with
What's
that?
up with that? What's up with that? Yeah, you haven't seen that?
No.
Right after.
Is Tervis over? Is that like
Yeah, it's over.
done?
It's so done. Everyone's getting a Stanley now.
Okay.
Yeah, the kids are having Borgs, and their moms are having Stanleys.
Okay.
Interesting.
Probably putting wine in them.
I have a
Well, I
Stanley
mean,
flask
yeah.
that I take when I go camping.
Good.
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
It's a good little flask.
Yeah.
No. Does it hold enough?
It does.
Okay. All right. That's the important part.
Well, when it's empty, you just fill it again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but then
Holds
you're
enough that you can.
but then you're also taking the bottle with you, and so
Well,
just fill your hydration bladder with whatever liquor you want to drink, and there
I
you
have
go.
one of those,
Boom,
yeah.
done. No, I have like
peppermint schnapps, maybe.
ooh, especially when it's cold out. Hiking in the cold, just get a
Nice.
little shot of schnapps like as you're going. I like it.
Leave me alone. I'm hydrating. Dad's sitting in the corner hydrating
Oh my
again.
gosh. To try to get back on topic somehow with Hustle and Brews, Hustlers Brews with Kamsu. There were some teasers on a possible Chaser series of the beer, so definitely a reason to listen to this episode if you weren't already interested in it. And Matt tried to guess exactly how much it costs to start a business.
Yeah.
And as an entrepreneur himself, he's like, well, how much can it cost? Like $10? And
Slightly off.
just a bit, just a little bit. Was there anything else that either of you wanted to mention about this episode?
No, Com went ahead and off mic gave the Brews Traveler his his secret about what the next theme concept was going to be.
The mystery concept.
Yes.
The mystery concept.
Yes.
So when you see the Brews Traveler out and about, just ask him.
No, agreed.
I imagine it's getting ready to open soon. Honestly, like
I would
should
think
be.
so.
I mean,
I think they're opening this month.
oh yeah,
I think so.
with the
You
new
heard it.
concept
You
or
heard it
back-
here first.
Oh yeah, all of it. I think it's all good.
Everything's getting ready.
Yeah. Good God. All right. Well, let's move on. We're all still good with our drinks. It looks like.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm never good. I'm
Well,
great.
there we go. I like that. Staying positive. Do we want to stick with the Brews Traveler and just transition gracefully into the Outcast podcast?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
All right. This is the Brews Travelers Outcast podcast, episode 25, at the Star Spangled Brewing Company in Clarksville, Tennessee. It was the Brews Traveler and the Wolf. I think they only messed up on names once,
Yeah.
at least once that I caught, so great job to them on that.
And of course, they had to give a shout out to Quick Trip because you just can't have an Outcast pod without mentioning Quick Trip.
No
It's
kidding.
easy to not mess up the names if it's just the two of you sitting at a table. It's when you start getting like 3 or more people that it starts
that
to
it
become
starts
more
blurring.
difficult.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I as soon as while I was listening to the episode, I was on a walk and I pulled out my phone because they were talking about how you could order this beer online.
Yeah,
It's BDE.
The BD, yeah.
BD.
BRD.
BRD.
BRD, yeah.
And I tried and it didn't work.
Oh.
You can't order it.
Well,
The website just kept crashing on me.
Maybe
But-
it's because everyone listened to the Outcast podcast and they
Maybe.
were crashing
or
the website.
or as we kind of mentioned with the Hustlers Brews and Hustle and Brews, how long ago was this episode recorded? It's possible that maybe they just don't have it right now.
That's true.
So
Could
that
be.
is always something to kind of take into consideration with any of these beer podcasts. Like we record them, we recap them the week after they're posted, but that doesn't mean that they weren't recorded
Yes.
the week prior. Except for Cincy Brewcast, things from the Gnome are typically pretty close to when they were recorded.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, every now and then, there's a little bit of a gap, but that's cool.
I had a little bit of a struggle verifying the amount of barrels that they brewed in 2022.
Is that so?
Yeah, so I have. It's not the most high tech thing. It's an industry. It's an industry magazine, is really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I just happened to have it on my kitchen table as I was listening to the podcast. I'm like, hold on a second, let me flip this open here.
And that's
I
what you sent me the picture of, or at least
Well,
one of them.
That
not
was a picture from that
from
magazine.
the magazine. Yes.
So I was looking.
Pictures from the magazine.
I was looking everywhere, and I could not find their brewery listed under the brewery name.
Okay.
I mean, the business could be listed under another business name.
Sure. Right. Right.
Like I don't. It could be. I don't know.
Could be anything.
Could be anything.
yeah.
But it was not listed, or I could not find the Star Spangled Banner Brew.
Well, it's the Star Spangled Brewing Company, not the Star Spangled. Okay.
Star Spangled. If I'd have found the Star Spangled, I'd been like,
You would've
there
been
it
like-
is. But yeah, I couldn't find it.
All
And they
right.
said 15,000 barrels.
There was a big number there.
I mean,
There was
That's
a very big number.
significant.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah. Besides the Wolf and Brews Traveler, one of the owners, Josh, and the assistant brewer, Scott, joined them. This episode was typical Outcast podcast format where they went over kind of like the brewery size compared it to local breweries here. How does it compare to things that we're used to in Cincinnati? The aesthetic, does it feel commercial? Does it feel, industrial? Does it feel like you're setting foot into a gun store in, somewhere down in the deep south? They will let you know about that.
My favorite part was when they hit their radius for other breweries,
Yeah.
and then Matt realized that the whole time he had it tattooed on his back, a map of all of the other local breweries. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I should have looked at my back before I."
So right there.
Yeah. I mean, he would have either had to ask the wolf to look at his. Try to look at your own back. Not
I do it all the time.
Even in a mirror. What?
Look.
So how? Oh shit! How did you?
Yep, like an owl.
Holy. Okay. Things just got a little weird. Not gonna lie, but that's a pretty cool, stupid
The
human
talent-
trick you got
talent I
there.
have.
No kidding. Is your wife impressed with that?
No, she thinks it's creepy.
Makes it easier to shave your butt crack, though, I bet.
So how's Manscaped? Just not the company. The company.
It just makes it easy so you can see what you missed, I guess. There's a stray hair right in the old,
Oh no! Nope. Don't need it. Don't. Nope. There were.
I call it the crevice of joy.
Jesus, we don't. Oh my god.
Hey Marco, you want to take a vacation in the crevice of joy?
Definitely not.
BYOB.
Oh my god, it's getting worse and worse. All right, no. Okay, episode Brews Traveler Outcast podcast.
Should I snap?
No. I'll figure this one out somehow. Good freaking Lord. After going over kind of the typical format of answering or kind of talking about the brewery aesthetics, how many other breweries are within 5 mile radius, how many beers to a flight, typical questions that they answer themselves, they brought in Josh and Scott, and they did rapid fires, which is another typical part of the podcast.
Do you want some behind the scenes trivia? I don't know
Yes.
if this is true for every episode.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the episode that I was on about the Brews Travelers, they had actual cards,
Really?
flashcards,
Like,
kind of,
oh,
that they shuffled and divvied up to all of the people that were on the panel, and you got your question that you were asking as part of this rapid fire segment. I think that's great.
That's
I think
awesome.
it's brilliant. And it's
I love that, yeah, because it also throws in, because I did notice that, and I didn't specify them, sometimes they have different questions that they ask the different breweries, and I always wondered, do they just pick the questions based off of where they are,
Well, yeah,
or
so
is there some other...
I stole my flashcards. That's why they don't ask that question anymore. They just can't ask it anymore.
Well, why did you need to steal them? Couldn't you just tattoo them on your back? Then you could have seen them anytime you wanted to.
I could, but then they would still have
They would
the
still have the
flashcards.
card.
They would still... Yeah, this is true. So you were out to
Just creating a
sabotage
legacy.
someone? Oh, I see. All right. Apparently they have 2 different locations, which, I mean, for a lot of smaller breweries, that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Good for them on that. They have a thing called Redneck Karaoke, which sounds absolutely amazing, and something that not every place should have it, but...
No, every place shouldn't.
But it's the kind of thing that I think anyone can get behind. And again, I don't want to dive into it too much because I want people
Also,
to listen
anybody
to these
can do it. You just got to go to a place with a touchtunes jukebox,
Well,
and put your
this is
song
true.
on, and then
This
just
is
start
true.
singing real loud.
Well, I mean, that's what
You
Marco
nailed
and
it.
I do here. I mean, so Higher Gravity Summit Park doesn't have karaoke here yet. I mean, they have it down at Northside. I don't know if they're planning on bringing it up here. But they have music playing when we get in, and normally Marco and I just start belting out whatever song they're playing. So you don't even need to have any special setup, touch tunes, anything like that.
It's true.
You just roll with whatever.
I just
they're
never know
playing.
the songs. I only know like a handful of songs. Baby,
You don't
one
need.
more time.
You don't need to get the words accurate.
Right.
Huh? Is that your karaoke song?
Is he Azalea?
Iggy Azalea's "Baby
that
One
one.
More Time." There you go. So if you're hanging out with the gnome and you want to, have him showcase his singing prowess, that's what you got to put on the jukebox. Excellent.
Good luck finding it.
I'm sure you can. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's out there somewhere. They have the story of how they came to be. It is a veteran-owned brewery, which is always fantastic. They had some crazy ideas for beers, and one of them that doesn't sound like it would work apparently works incredibly well for them. Their chicken and waffle beer.
I really kind of want to try that.
I know,
badly.
right,
Curious
same.
about it.
Because I'm kind of curious, is it more like the spices or like a chicken soup broth that you normally associate with chicken, or is it actual
Chickens.
chicken? flavor. Like they're just throwing,
Feathers.
half-eaten carcasses into
No,
into
if you
the
put
mashed
feathers, it'll be
potatoes.
too soft. Can't do
Oh
that.
yeah, you can't have soft beer.
So here's my
But
frustration.
what kind of waffles are they? Soft waffles, or are they like Belgian or something that's real good and dense? I mean,
You need to try it.
we really do.
My gripe again with Brews Travelers, since there is such a gap between when the show gets recorded and when I get a chance to listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm listening to this and I got really excited. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna text Matt right now. I'm gonna.
Right,
He's
like,
bringing the
hey,
growler back.
yeah.
He probably just got back. He's probably got that growler in his friend.
And then he was like, "Oh man, that was
that's
last
right.
year."
This was 6 months ago.
Which is fine. They're always great episodes, but yes, sometimes you do
Also,
kind of miss.
I'm a little upset that I didn't get a call. Hey man, you got to come try this chicken and waffles beer.
This is true. This is true.
I remember.
So,
I will remember these things.
So to the Brews Traveler, you got to invite people to try these beers. You can't be singing their praises and then just be like, "Nope, it's all mine."
Guess who doesn't get an invite to the Crevice of Joy?
Oh, I
Passport revoked.
No. Good God.
Julie's like, I'm never sharing a beer
I'm
with
like,
you.
I don't.
If that'll get me uninvited to the Crevice of Joy.
Just found mine out. Hell yeah. They went into another part of the standard Brews Travelers Outcast podcast format where they rated the beer that they had. So they took their current flight and they use untapped ratings so you can hear exactly what the Brews Traveler and the Wolf thought about a lot of the same beers that they
The Wolf
share.
just rates everything 5. We learned that.
Yes. But
all
you know
fives.
what? If
either a
everything
5 or
comes
it
across
doesn't
as a damn good beer to you, why not? Then they talked about what you mentioned earlier, the BRD, the beer ready to drink, and it's marketed in an amazing way that kind of went viral, it sounded like. When I looked up pictures of this, it's the label design is similar to an MRE, meal ready to eat. But it's such a simple can design, or maybe I just didn't see enough pictures.
So
That to me, I don't have that association between an MRE.
the other thing that they said was in the 6-pack, one of your cans is a seltzer.
Could be a seltzer, right?
That comes with something you're supposed to like put in your seltzer, which I guess
candy or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess that's
yeah.
Peanut butter.
It's an MRE thing.
Peanut butter. Yeah, 6-packs with a surprise. And what I liked was Brews Traveler and the Wolf were like, our 6-pack might have one of these. And I'm like, if you just got it, just pick it up and just look at it, unless they're labeled the same, which legally I
not
don't
be.
know. Right, which is like, I don't know. If you can do that, should do that, any of that kind of stuff.
If I pick up a beer thinking I'm getting a Pilsner and I get a seltzer, I'm going to be
You're going to...
angry.
Dude, but you're a seltzer guy now.
Yeah, you're a seltzer guy.
Seltzer man.
Seltzer man. Nope, not saying it. This was another really fun episode, but again, we have no idea when they went down to Clarksville, Tennessee, and went to the Star Spangled Brewing Company. So if you are in the area, or if you check their website, because they do ship and distribute to places, including Ohio.
In
see if
theory.
you can, see if you can get some chicken and waffles beer or some BRDs. And if you do, you know who to invite or who not to invite, depending on your
I'm going to try to buy it again while we
Okay.
podcast.
your desire to enter the crevice. Just so many things that I just
There's
don't.
a lot of things in there.
You can't unhear. You can't. What do you say? So Marco, it looks like you are probably due for. Well, do you need another one? Or are you still good with what you got?
I'll probably get another.
Really? All right. Well,
Something went wrong.
Uh-oh.
Still can't buy it.
All right. Well, let's go ahead, take a quick break, and then we will come back and we have Jungle Jim's International podcast, the Cincinnati Brewcast. Oh, damn. I actually didn't even mean to do that. The Cincy Brewcast. Cheers, cheers, cheers. The missing episode of the Weekly Pint, Craft Parenting Podcast, and Barstool Perspective.
Nice.
We'll be right back. We have made it back. You got to commit. You started to say and then you stop. That's the problem. You got to just go for it.
Back.
There we go.
Hey.
Yeah, that's what we need.
You can edit that together.
Yeah, with some vigor.
It's staying as is. So I'm still slowly drinking the same old thing I was before. Marco, what you got?
Some shit from Stone.
Bullshit.
It's probably
No,
what,
it's
I don't
not.
know. It's some shit from Stone. I don't know.
Is that real? Is there Stone beer up there? Can we still get
I know.
that?
I thought
Yeah.
I didn't think there was any Stone up there, but okay. Because I thought no, I don't know. Never mind.
No, they're around. They're just owned by
Well,
Sapporo.
right, Sapporo.
Yeah, Sapporo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And producer.
I have
producer name?
no idea what this is. Do you remember what I ordered?
Super
Wasn't it
soft,
from Other
whatever
Half
it is.
or what was
Maybe.
it called?
I don't know.
The one we had.
It's a session IPA.
Yeah, from Other Half. I don't remember what it's called off the bat, but Nick,
The other half of
producer
Other
Nick
Half.
poured us a sample of it.
The
and
opposite
we got
half.
it. The opposite half.
To risk letting the joke just keep going, it's soft.
There you go.
I think this is not like. Is there a difference between a session IPA and a session hazy IPA, or a session juicy IPA, or a session New England IPA?
Well,
there's
I
a
mean,
difference, right?
I would think
If
so.
you just say IPA,
Right.
I mean,
I
I
would
guess they're all IPAs, so
So technically, it's not wrong.
damn it. Just argued against
But-
myself.
I like for an IPA to have some spurs to it,
Yeah.
To be clear.
Well, clear, first of all. But I get that there's a whole other
Like it's not wrong. Like
trifecta of categories where they're hazy and soft and
it's like if you just call something a lager and then somebody pours you a Schwarzbier.
Right. Like, technically,
Sure.
it's a lager, but right.
It's not what
what
I
I
was
don't
expecting.
love is when you ask for a lager, they pour you a Schwarzbier with this big, gigantic smile. Like, that's really good, isn't it? And I'm like, why don't you fuck all the way off?
But Schwarzbier's
You
like
know what
your favorite.
you know what I fucking want. Give me the
More Schwarzbier.
goddamn yellow crispy beer. Goddamn Schwarzbier out of here. Fucking go give it to Danny Harold.
Yeah.
He'll drink it.
Yeah.
I'll drink it. I love Schwarzbier.
I do too.
Well, you can too.
It's been
You can drink
phenomenal.
it. You can drink all of it.
Yeah.
I am not
We'll
going to
take
fight you
yours.
for it.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah, it's true.
Not
So
gonna fight
when
you
is
for it.
Schwarzfest going to happen?
Don't know.
Okay. Maybe we should make it happen.
I mean, it kind of did
Kind of.
happen last year, didn't it? Didn't they do like a nocturnal day?
Yes. We
Nah.
This
so
is
we
awesome.
are. And what's great is there's so much noise, and it's like by the same like three guys.
Are they cheering for
Sitting-
something? Is
Us.
something
Golf.
happening?
Probably us.
It's golf.
There's not even golf on. They're cheering for that guy
they're cheering-
talking. There's a guy on TV talking about sports.
With a bald head,
they're-
and
yeah,
they're
and they're
like,
cheering
we
for
can
him.
resonate with that. We have more hair than this guy. They're having a damn good time.
They
though.
do
So
have hair.
I'm fine. They do. They have more hair than the guy on the TV does. What do you say we move into Jingle Jams? I'm sorry, Jungle
I
Jams.
would love to move into
International
there.
Podcast. Yes, I was worried I was going down the crevasse again, and,
Nope.
and I got scared. This was
I would live in the cheese department.
Oh, okay. Poor Marco. You can have the cheese.
I'd wave
Mark.
walking
So
by.
what? What?
It is right
What-
next
what-
to the beer department.
What department in Jungle Gyms would you live in, Marco?
Oh,
Nose
man.
of the cheese. Where are you?
Well, if I can't pick the beer department,
Yeah, let's kind of eliminate just because I mean that's too easy. What other department would you live in? I know. Well, you already said cheese.
do they have
I
a,
know.
so-
do they have a department with nothing but beef jerky?
Yes.
yeah, they actually do.
It's not a department. It is a
It's a-
part of a department. But yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
probably that.
But it's still like a huge ass section of it. Okay.
Yeah, probably the beef jerky.
All right.
You maybe the hot sauce.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking I would live in the
Live in
hot
the fire
sauce
truck. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
If I was actually picking, I would go to the very back of the store where England is there, and there's Robin Hood hanging out.
Yeah.
I'd live in that tree.
Not bad. I would
quiet back
I would kick the Campbell soup can off of the swing, and I would just swing on
Somebody
that ball.
needs to.
Someone needs to kick that dude's
Oh,
ass.
well,
and
you
just-
guys don't like Soupy?
He's fine, but I want to swing on the swing, and he's
You-
always on it.
You sit next to him. There's like three other kids.
No,
sitting
I
there.
need the whole thing.
So
No.
kick the kids off.
No, you
Kick the kids
or
off.
sit on
Kids.
Soupy's lap. You just put one
Oh,
arm
no.
around him
Nope.
and
Nope.
stretch across. Yeah.
Nope.
Is that a soup can?
All or nothing. Nope. Have we started talking about the podcast yet, or
Mark
we just?
Borson.
Yes.
And his,
Do you think he's ever sat on the swing with Soupy? If
Yes.
definitely.
Oh, I'm
anybody
sure he has.
Definitely.
If anyone has, yeah. Mark
he
absolutely
swam in
has.
that pond out front,
He
hasn't
did,
Yeah.
yes, because people don't realize that it's actually a swimming
That's
pool. They
cool.
just
I think they
just
made that shit up.
don't-
That's like saying you
No,
can
no, never.
like any fountain's a swimming pool.
I think we made that shit up technically and
Oh,
just
maybe it was
projected
us.
it onto. We do that from time to
Can
time.
I buy that jacket that he wears?
There's no way he would let go of that
No,
jacket.
he would not.
No. Is there a replica of that
No,
jacket?
I think it's custom. And then they painted the studio to match his jacket.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
No, the jacket
Jungle-
was first.
Jungle calls the shots, I thought.
No,
Like
Mark
this-
Mark calls the shots.
Oh.
Mark is king of Jungle Gems.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll let Jungle know
True
that.
fact. Yeah, no kidding. Episode release on June the 7th. Let's get High Grain Brewing to make a beer for Beerfest, which is this weekend. So when this episode releases, it'll be that night and the day after. So there might still be tickets left when you hear this.
You can always buy them at the door.
Can you?
I've never
Okay,
seen
okay.
it to where they turn people
actually
away.
sell out.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. Oscar
they're
Station up at the
capitalists.
Jingle Jams Fairfield location. Ferdinand and Mark from Jungle Gyms, and then the one and only Matt Utter from High Grain were
Yeah, and his beard.
And his beard, his amazing beard. They were talking about how the hazy IPA known as Jungle Mist is the Jungle Gyms collaboration beer that they're making specifically for the Jungle Gyms International Beer Fest, but it will also be available in cans at Jungle Gyms and then on draft at High Grain.
Yes, because
Uh-oh.
every beer that is available at Jungle Gems Beer Fest is in cans.
Well,
Take that for whatever you want to take it as.
there's still
All canned beer.
ice and little tasting glasses involved there, right? They're not just
Sure.
going to hand you a can like, oh, I want to sample
No,
this. Here,
no,
have a
but
12 ounce or a 6
So I
ounce
think what you're
can.
For
saying
those
is,
who know, no.
yeah. All right, I was gonna actually.
All cans.
I was gonna go a little bit behind the jungle curtain.
Behind
there.
the portalette door.
Yeah, behind, but
Yes.
I won't. I'll let everyone figure it out.
Yeah.
I said they were capitalists, didn't I?
You did. You sure did.
Yeah. I mean, technically, you're still getting a chance to try.
Yeah, there's probably there's probably some fun
bunch of
cans
beers and all that.
Well,
yeah.
that
They
you
did-
can buy in the store on the shelf.
When they were talking about the name, they were very excited that the company that owns Starry changed
Yes.
the name to Starry because now they could call their beer Jungle Mist.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
see.
Otherwise, there would have been cease and desist out the ass.
That's right.
About all this. The episode covered a little bit about how Matt got into beer, how he opened up High Grain, which listen to the episode of What You Into with Anthony Tank Mansfield when he interviewed a whole bunch of the people from High Grain in different episodes. That's a deep dive of Matt Utter and his story, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I wanted to give that an extra little shout out.
High Grain, which is getting ready to open their second
location. Yeah,
which,
absolutely. Should be
in Truth Beer Pod fashion, is also called Pie Grain.
Yep.
Pie Grain. They
Yep.
are not going to make beer there. It's just pie.
It's just pie. All pie all the time. And if you want beer, they actually have to almost DoorDash it from their Silvertown location, so you can't even. Yeah, it's not there.
It's launched from a cannon. They just
A cannon. No, yeah, that was a little
the
too obvious. I
cannon
did.
to Pie Grain. Yep.
There you go. See?
We've
We've lost Mark.
That's where we've ended.
Mark is just. Hey, at least he hasn't told us to go take a walk in the park, and he hasn't left the table
You said
yet.
Cannon, and then I immediately thought Nick Cannon, and I
Oh,
thought,
and now you're thinking about all the kids.
all
and
the kids, yeah,
Those poor kids.
Oh, I'm telling you.
so many.
I mean,
kids.
they'll have money to do whatever they want to do, but
Yeah, you got to
they're
split
not
it with
gonna.
17 other people.
Yeah, they're just
the kids and the mamas.
so such a completely different rancid rabbit hole that we could go down. As
So many rancid rabbit holes.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Better than crevasses, that's all I'm saying.
I don't know.
There was a little bit of a teaser on making soda, which could also be a main part
Well, it
of
already happens.
the new. You're ruining everything.
That's what I do.
It is what he does. It's ruined everything in my life.
It's like, come on. Trying to do like teasers and trying to like get people interested in listening to the episode and finding out what's
All
going on, and
Marco
you're
does
just
is
like,
ruin
no.
things.
Yeah.
I used to have this beautiful, pristine watermelon. and
No,
I could tell you a story. I won't. I'm not
No,
supposed to tell the story. But
No.
Marco
Oh
ruined it.
God. Oh, no. I can't. No. Fruit is ruined for me forever. I can't.
You knew it was coming at some point. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
That's what she said.
The watermelon.
Oh my God. So Ferdinand got to pick all of the hops for Jungle Mist. They kind of gave him free reign, just like they did with Tank.
He went to the field and picked the hops?
He went to the field and picked the hops himself. They're like, see this field? See all these glorious
It's
hops?
surprisingly sticky, picking hops.
Like you just end up with them. We'll hopefully be finding out soon.
It's resiny, yeah.
Yes.
Resiny, yeah.
Yes.
Well, they kind of stack the deck because they're like, here we are in this hop farm. You can pick out of all of these hops, and there's like 4 different varieties. Like, whatever you want.
Whatever you want out of this basket right here, you can choose.
Well, and what's tragic about it is Frodo's looking at the 4 little baskets of hops, like which one do I want? He tripped, fell, and the ones that stuck to him, they're like, well, nope, sorry, you kind of like a you break it, you buy it kind of thing.
Right.
He stood up. There were a couple cones hanging off him, or cones, vines.
Cones
Cones grow on the vines.
And thank you.
Do you think he did the Jim Cook thing with a?
Oh, I hope so. If you're not watching the live stream, hopefully that sound
smashed
came
it up.
across.
He got a credit card and made lines.
And just had to.
That's probably a bad idea. Don't do that.
It would just stick and just clog up. Like it's not. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't
do that.
snort fresh hops. And I will say also, maybe don't eat pellet hops. They're not terrible, but they're not good.
It's fine.
It's like grass after they dissolve, and then you just can't get that
I think it's probably better to eat pellet hops than it is to snort hop dust.
fresh hop. Yeah.
Probably.
I would agree with that statement.
Yeah.
They talked about crashing a beer. They also talked about the difference between hazy and juicy IPAs, kind of like what you're saying.
Talk about it anymore.
Like, are they both just soft? Like, can they combine those two descriptors and just say this is a soft IPA?
Hazy is a descriptor of what it looks like. Mm-hmm. Juicy is a descriptor of what it tastes like.
But could you just combine the two and call them both soft?
I swear it's like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, I was listening to 2 guys, and one guy goes, well, but was it a hazy or was it a juicy?
It's so
and I'm like, what?
Well,
can I eject myself out of this universe? This shit.
No, because then I would have to find a new podcast co-host, and I just don't have the energy to deal with that kind of bullshit.
Okay.
So you're stuck on this universe. With people that want to argue the differences between hazy and juicy and New England and West England and
It's what happens when we just call everything IPA. It becomes very complicated to tell people what
it actually is. Yeah. In the similar vein of the Hustle and Brews podcast, they're already planning the next Jungle Gyms collaboration beer with High Grain. So kind of I don't know if it'll necessarily be a series, but there are already talks to do another beer between the two companies. They're also, this is another High Grain specific, they're also doing a collaboration beer with Wandering Monster, which isn't open yet, but it's getting close.
Getting really close.
They're starting to post more pictures of the inside of the tap room. The mural that they had on the back wall in one of their social media pictures looked really cool. I recognized Falcor on the back there. And why?
Falcor like Monster. It's probably not copyright infringement.
It's definitely not. Definitely not. No, you're correct. It reminded me of Falcor, but it absolutely was not Falcor.
From the Falcor region.
Yes. Well, if not
Falcor,
from the Falcor region, it's not a Falcor. So
That's correct.
Yes. So therefore, this can't be a Falcor. Therefore, no IP theft or anything. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Then they kind of tied it all up together with why and how Jungle Gyms does collaborations. They don't do them with just everybody. They want collaborations to mean something, and they think that doing everything with High Grain is a great way to continue that tradition.
Yeah, because that's the way Mark Borison wants it.
Absolutely, because he runs
King of Jungle Gyms.
Jungle Gyms. Yeah. Was there anything else either of you had on this episode of the Jungle Gyms International podcast? Let's get High Grain.
No, Mark wants to interact with you. He wants you to come up to him at the Beerfest.
And give him a hug.
Give him a hug. and
ask if that's a can in his pocket or if he's just happy to see you.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna get to be on the podcast.
Right. Do you think he's going to carry around camera with him and do like the video as well?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I
Yes.
do.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I have never seen him walk around without a camera.
I mean, sounds very similar to.
You're not
That we
wrong.
know.
You're not wrong.
An Instagram model. I mean,
Yes, very influential. We have.
Make that content.
True that. We have Cincy Brewcast, the weekly pint that may or may not exist, Craft Parenting Pod, and a Barstool Perspective. Producer Gnome, where do you want to go next?
Let's go Barstool Perspective.
all right.
Barstool
all right.
Perspective.
So this was.
Or as
the
I call it, Weekly Pint Part 2.
Oh.
You are not wrong. I was going to say that it seemed like they got a lot of their content typically from what you have mentioned in the Weekly Pint as far as brewery news.
They record it before I do, to be fair. They do record their show before I record
But it
mine.
releases after.
But it releases after.
Right.
So
So,
we
it's
just never-
100%, yeah.
Well, but the
yeah.
concept also.
Kind of.
They're just
That's
It's
interesting.
fine.
they're just smart and not letting people join live to chime in.
That's right.
Yeah.
They are two smart guys.
There are at least two guys,
Yeah.
I think. Do we even know that?
Yeah, I think so.
One could be Sasquatch.
Could be.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't judge.
I'll just say
this
it's
is-
probably the one with hair.
Are you sure about that, though? Have you ever seen Sasquatch?
Well, because the other guy's bald and short.
Yeah.
That would be a brilliant disguise.
It would be. I mean,
If
Everything-
I'm Sasquatch, I'm shaving down before I go
hell
in
yeah.
public.
I would say promo code manscaped.com, but I don't think we can do that anymore.
I don't know if it works. It might work.
It might
I don't
work.
know. I don't get anything from it, but it might
Try
work.
it. Try it. Yeah. This is the episode that was, I'll say dated, not released, June 9th of 2023. They are finally done with the coffee shtick. They finally are like, you know what?
They started with
No.
coffee cups, and then they ditched the coffee cups.
Yes. And they're like, you know what? We're not doing this
I
anymore.
ran it back twice just to check.
Just to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah. And then they poured some Narragansett. So now they're expecting to get kickbacks from Narragansett, which
Yeah. Good luck with that.
they...
It is the light beer that they currently carry in the Urban Artifact tap room. There's
There's a reason.
Is that where the bar is?
Not a coincidence.
Is that where their bar is? that they're
I
sitting
told
at
you
is?
I figured
It's
that out.
it's in the other building, the rectory, the house that's right there upstairs.
Yeah.
No, it's not in the church.
Oh, not the church part. Okay.
It's
I always
in-
considered the rectory like the upstairs
No, it's
towards like the actual church. Okay.
It's so the church building is what the tap room is in,
Yes.
and then the gymnasium is the building behind it. That's where the brewery is.
Okay.
There's that other building, the house.
Okay. I know what you're talking about now.
That's
I
where
know
they're
what you're
in
talking
The
about.
priest would typically live.
Yes,
Yes.
with all the choir boys.
All the
Wow.
I mean,
Beep, 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 beep. I
am I wrong?
mean,
I'm sure that there are some great priests around.
Oh, absolutely.
as an
Absolutely.
altar boy who grew into an altar man,
Did,
I never lived in.
In theory, choir
Never
boys
lived
should
there.
not be living with the priest. I
True.
recognize that there's a lot of diddling that happened in the Catholic Church, but not every priest was a diddler.
this is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, to confirm your joke, that's where the
Yeah,
choir
there we
boys
go.
live.
Hey, yeah. Moving on. You will never guess what their first news story was about. So different from anything else that they've talked about in the last 3-4 weeks.
Catholic priests and choir boys.
Yes. That has everything to do with the beer market and news. So we'll go with it. That's what they talked about. It's a 30-minute episode. You guys need to watch it and enjoy it.
I forgot
and have
that
fun.
the thingy thing.
I mean, kind of my next note ties. It's fine. Kind of my next note ties into that. Permanent damage has been done to that. I'll call it a brand.
Okay.
I'll call it a brand.
Okay.
Permanent damage has been done, is what a lot of the analysts are saying about the Catholic Church and choir boys. If we're going to stick with with that as a story.
Do we and this is probably a way longer topic than we should really dive into, but it feels good to watch this brand that we all hated for various reasons.
Implode.
It feels good to watch them implode,
They did it
but
to
it just-
themselves.
but it's kind of unsatisfying too to see it happen this way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still. I never,
It's very unsatisfying
I just
to see
wish
it happen
somebody's
this way.
recognized that it's just because the beer isn't good.
Right. And they're like, well, now that we actually, the rose-colored glasses have come off, and it's like, you know what? Looking at this, why are we drinking it?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there are no, I don't want to say social changes being made because of all of this, but I feel like there's no benefit to the bigger picture with them, kind of slowly collapsing into themselves. It's just people took those things and now they're going, yeah, but you strip all that away and you look at it as just beer. It's just not, it's not great. So no, I would agree with that. It's
okay. So we've clearly moved on from the farcical topic onto what is actually the topic. What
Bud Light, guys.
Bud Light, yes.
So the impact of all of this from what it feels like is going on almost 2 months now is reflective in a decrease in sales, a decrease in profitability. And yes, as people in the craft beer community, because of so many different past business practices from Anheuser-Busch and then Anheuser-Busch InBev as they became acquired, it's very hard to parse out how to feel about how this beer went from the number one beer in America.
It is not number one anymore.
To not being number one anymore.
There, yeah.
And you would like to be collectively happy about that, but when you think about it's because of so many people having a backwards mindset.
It's more complicated than that. Like it started with the backwards mindset and somebody hating other people, people hating other people, but then it shifted into this realization that this company that I thought was my company, not only do they not care about the people that I don't care about, they don't actually care about me either.
Right.
And, like, it turned into this really strange, good highlight on what the brewery is, and that they don't really stand for anything. But
they're just out to make a buck, and that period.
And the public that would support a message that they were trying to give already saw through the fact that was just a falsity. That was just fake. It was just see-through paper.
Right. How can we get into this market or this group?
Yeah,
to
it
get
wasn't.
that much
It wasn't
more money
really
because
it wasn't really for
any support.
Any support or stance.
do we want to rock some minds right now?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Most corporations don't care about you.
What?
Yep.
Shit.
Yep. They don't care.
What the F?
You are part of a market, part of a number, part of a thing that they want to sell to. Surprise!
So you're saying Brewdog doesn't care about me?
Oh, Brewdog cares.
You sure about that?
No. Brewdog is run by shitheads.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And Madry's opinion. Because I'm speaking for Madry today. Has Madry ever collaborated with Brewdog? I don't think so.
God, I hope to God not.
But Sonder did.
Yeah, Sonder definitely did.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So it's not the number one beer in America anymore. Guess what the number one beer in America is? And you don't need to guess if you listen to or watch.
Watched.
You have to
Yes.
watch. I mean,
Yes.
the only way you're listening to it is if it's on a screen and you're not in the same room or something.
Right.
It's Modelo.
That's
And
true.
apparently, Michael Brings the D. Morgan does not watch television commercials because Modelo has a lot of television commercials out there. They just mostly...
I can't think of what the tagline is, but I can hear the music in my head.
Yeah. A lot of television commercials out there. Modelo.
Yeah.
A lot.
Sell a lot of beer at a certain tap room here in town. Not naming names.
Could it be like a Mexican-themed or Spanish, quasi-Spanish?
I would go Mexican. I don't know that Spanish is the...
Well, Mexicans like a descent or a culture, Spanish would be the language.
Yes.
But
yeah, I think you got it. Survey or take it.
I was gonna
much
say.
like we're Americans and we speak English rather than American.
Checked out their website again the other day. It still is.
They did start posting some of their things on Facebook in English. That was,
that's
that was great because I
positive.
could read them.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, when I tried searching for the Facebook page, I thought that I was like, this is a not a scam site, but I'm just like, I can't. I don't think this
might be.
I don't think this is accurate, but.
Where are those
Anyway.
nice office spaces you show?
Right, the
Or
entertainment
where we can have
space,
our
the
wedding
event space.
venue.
Right. The Airbnb you're promising.
Yeah.
Instead, you're promising I mean, I guess you're getting your Mexican
You get
lager.
Mexican
So I
lagers,
mean,
yeah.
it's yeah.
And it's good Mexican lager. It's Modelo.
Yeah, it's a Mexican lager. It's the biggest brand in the U.S. right now.
Hey.
The brand king. Mike is incredibly mad about Canada. He is ready to yeet them off the earth, which, I mean, with the rain, with all that, I don't know if that's really playing too much into things right now, but he would yeet them off the face of the planet if he could.
Yep.
They discussed the permanence of durian fruit.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine what that studio smelled like?
Oh,
Jesus.
I don't want to. No, I absolutely do not want to. But
I don't
the
wanna be
reaction
anywhere
from the
around
two
it.
of you guys on that was beautiful.
Where when a country that actually embraces and enjoys it as a snack has signs everywhere telling you
Saying
don't open
do
it here.
Yes.
Like no.
Right,
Absolutely
yeah,
not.
yeah.
So when Urban Artifact brewed their durian beer, when they tapped it, they also served durian. But you had to go outside though to get your durian.
That's
with
hilarious.
Your durian beer.
That's amazing. How did the rest of the neighborhood
Did they
feel
give
about
Listerine strips with it as well?
that? Yeah. Ew, that's kind of like orange juice and like brushing your teeth and then drinking orange juice. I don't know if the Listerine strips would be good
No, I think it'll
or
cause
would
some
it,
kind of a reaction. Like I think
Yeah.
your face
Yeah.
will melt off.
Yeah,
I think.
probably.
Okay.
Ugh. Yeah. They weren't having the best time. They were kind of like, yeah, we're struggling a little bit. We ate some durian. And it's like, why?
Sometimes you
Yeah.
bring it on yourself.
Glad I'm on
Yeah.
this side of the screen.
No kidding. They talked about the newest pickle beverage on the market.
I saw that.
We got to talk about this. So I know Urban
Okay.
Artifact has touted the fact that they made the first pickle beer.
Yeah.
Well, that's Brett's.
Well-
claim.
I need to talk to Brett.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Did you do the research?
I've been doing the research. There is a place in New Braunfels that I believe made the first pickle beer. It is very close, and I think they made it the same year that Urban Artifact did. But I think they released theirs earlier in the year versus
Gotcha.
at Christmas time.
Gotcha.
I believe. I could be wrong. I was wrong once, but
Just once.
yeah, just
That's-
once.
All right. Let's see. You can hear and watch the phone mutiny that happened. That was pretty funny. Watching Brett go, oh shit, it was me this whole time. That was definitely a fun part of this. There were a lot of inventions this week that they talked about. This being invented, this being, this group being the first place to brew this and brew that. Let's see, is less socialization leading to less drinking? As far as people aren't drinking as much in bars anymore, so is the fact that people are socializing less than they were pre-COVID affecting?
No, I think
all that.
I don't think it's necessarily the pre-COVID thing. I think what they were trying to say is that a generation of young adults who grew up with technology in their hands just defines socialize differently, period.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was more to Mike's point, is that generations that grew up before that, socializing meant in-person socializing.
Right.
And
right.
now the definition
Now
of
we're stuck
socializing...
with the weekly pint. Have a drink with someone.
I mean,
You're not
yeah.
stuck with it.
I mean, but the definition of socializing is like when they say, "Oh, I talked with so and so yesterday." Oh, really?
It was a text, or
No,
it was
it was a text.
That's
It's
fair.
more like I communicated with.
That's
no,
true.
we talked. Well, no, it's not really.
fair.
I was hanging out with. Oh, really? Yeah, because we were, playing
in a Zoom room or
in a
something.
Zoom
Yeah.
room or playing a game online and whatever. Like, I get where he's coming from. I don't want to be, the old man, yelling at clouds.
The thing is, like, you don't have to do it any certain way. Like, we have every option still available to us. If you want to hang out with somebody, go hang out with them.
Well,
Right.
well,
Sure.
If you want to not look at a TV, don't look at the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and also check out this episode to find out why Brett and Mike, two very educated people, and Mike, who teaches a class in something, feel like young adult and teenage pregnancies have decreased
Yep.
Sugar.
And also
Because of sugar.
because of sugar.
and also find out why Mike is wearing the shirt that he is wearing during this episode.
Again, sugar.
Strong, sugar.
Yeah,
Very strong
very
fashion
true.
choices. They are begging for people to send them questions about seltzer. They would love to talk more about seltzer. So if you have a seltzer question,
Send it
please
where?
send it to info@brewskies.beer. And then the last note that I had on this episode, was there anything else that you guys had?
No, I talked about the pregnancy thing.
Yeah, you did. That was kind of your
No, I'm gonna
keynote.
send a gift package to them though, like
Excellent.
something for them to drink and talk about.
Excellent. We kind
I
of
don't
talked
do-
about this
I don't do letters,
a
emails,
little bit
shit.
in the beginning, but we had mentioned like the bar, and they're always building this bar. They talked about our bar's getting together. I actually did some digging on the interwebs, and I think I figured out exactly what it is. Don't you do it?
What?
What?
Oh my God, children! I'm surrounded by children.
That is not the crevice of joy.
No,
Don't put things in that
no,
crevice.
don't-
That is the crevice of death.
Oh my God! Send me there now. I'm done. What?
Did you just say you wanted to be sent to my crevice?
The crevice of death. Just
Oh, I mean, that's
no. That's no.
after Durian.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Man, okay. Holy shit. Jesus.
He just needed a little pick-me-up. Woo! They're plastic coated. Use these scissors. Usually, like normal evenings, I spend a lot of time telling people not to stick things in the electric outlets. I didn't think I would have to do it.
that
Like, here.
Oh my
Okay. What is this note, Julia?
That's what I was trying to talk
You have a
about.
note on your note?
It's an addition.
Yes.
It's an addendum.
It's an addendum.
Oh, there's an addendum.
I have an addendum in my notes because I figured out the story behind the bar that they're building week in and week out on the Barstool Perspective.
And have outlets in it.
I figured it out. They are opening up a new location that is not going to be beer related. It's going to be all dark roast coffee, so nice bitter coffees, bitter coffee drinks, and it's going to be called Artifactory Noir.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Let's
So
go.
so because they refused
That's a lot
to
of
talk
words
about
on your
it,
note for that. Is it just like word for word like that? Is that what it says?
If you can read my
Artifactory
handwriting.
I'll be
Noir.
damned. It is.
That-
Did some digging on the internet and think I found what's going on with the bar. Mike and Brett are building. I think that's an exclamation point.
Do you have an exclamation point? Is it all
Oh my
in
God,
caps or
I'm
did you
so
underline
dead.
it?
All dark roast coffee and coffee creations. Yeah, that
See,
is.
that
yep,
is exactly
yep, that's
what
the
my
note.
addendum was. Yeah.
For anybody that thinks they're joking about show notes, there's like a
Like,
full-on notebook
I have-
and like post-it notes and all kinds of stuff. It's fascinating. Like, this is an archive of Cincinnati craft beer podcasts.
It is.
It is.
Publish it one
This
day.
notebook has been going since episode 78, which was January 24th of 2023.
So this is notebook
What's
2,
her
right?
name?
This is 3.
3?
This is notebook 3.
What's her name from the Smithsonian may one day need your notebook.
Yes, and I will gladly.
Maureen? Was her name Maureen?
Yeah, Maureen Ogle.
Is that right?
I believe so, yeah.
Look at us.
That's in a previous notebook, I
learned.
believe.
We learned from
we
podcasts.
Learned from, holy shit, we learned from Brett and Mike. What?
Well, I've learned a lot from these guys, but
None of the
usually.
things you want to, yeah. All right, well, Marco, it looks like you need another beverage. I need to get some water or something because I am dead. I need to find some child-proof outlet cover caps.
gotta get those little
apparently,
things.
do they make this for USB outlets? Because the outlet
Oh,
has
yeah, they
USB
do. They
ports?
make them for
okay.
everything.
Okay, so
I might have some in the car.
yeah, so we need to take a break. You need to get the outlet covers because we can't trust Marco apparently. And then when we come back, I say we go over the Craft Parenting podcast and then the two gnome episodes.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then we'll wrap this up.
When
all
we
right?
get back.
We'll be right back, guys. So have you guys ever thought about the terminal velocity of going to the bathroom? Like they say that number is 21 seconds, and if it takes you either too longer than that, or shorter than that, you may have either bladder or urethral issues.
What? What?
What?
What?
So
Apparently the terminal velocity of peeing is 21 seconds.
Sure. So, what's that? So, the time it takes the urine to get from. What's that
To
mean?
just completely exit your body. So
Sure.
once you
Okay.
start to when you stop.
No,
to
see,
when
that's,
you're.
that's where
that's
I'm
different.
But like sometimes my tank is fuller than others. So, like, sometimes like it's all coming out great.
But
It's coming out great, and it just keeps going. Like that's different than like if like I'm trying to make pee come
Right,
out.
yeah, like
and it's like a dribble.
in a non
that's a concern.
in a non-strain situation.
Yeah, no, I think a pee always flows pretty good for me.
Okay.
But definitely there's sometimes more than others.
Okay, that's fair. I mean,
What about
again,
you, Marco? How's your pee?
that is terminal
Pretty good.
velocity
Pee
and
going
not
good?
Yeah,
whatever. But
pretty
they're
good.
saying that is the like optimal.
That's not terminal velocity. Terminal velocity would be
Well-
like the time it leaves the. I don't know how to. We all have different parts, and for me,
Oh my god.
from the time it leaves point A, from the time it leaves point A.
Dude, it's not that
comes-
big.
Yeah, it is. Comes point A. Here, Marco, I need you to help me make the.
Nope.
Make the other half of the circle. From the time it leaves point A to the
No.
time it gets to point B in the urinal or whatever, the side of the road as you're drawing in snow or whatever it is. So like, however,
falling
wherever you
down.
happen to be expelling your urine, that's the terminal velocity from the time it leaves that to gets to that. And
not from the bladder too.
yeah, that's different. Like there's body things happening there. That's not.
I read
terminal
like
velocity.
a singular article like a couple months ago, and for whatever reason, it like popped back into my head
Stuck with you there, huh?
during our break, and I'm just like, I'm going to bring that up because it has absolutely zero relevance to anything.
You guys
We've
ever
been
had a
discussing.
pickle race?
What now?
Pickle race is similar to. So in my head, I was thinking, we could race pee and see whose pee has better terminal velocity. But then I went on racing, and then I went to pickle races. When you are at a fast food place and you take your pickle off of your sandwich or wherever it is, and you just toss it at the window, like the
See
big
if it's-
glass windows.
oh, and if it
then
slides down
slowly
first?
slide down. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It's
No,
mean.
no,
Or if you do,
no, that's
clean the
clean it
window
up.
after
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah. Oh my God! What do you say? We talk about Craft Parenting Pod.
Sure.
Awesome.
Do they race peeing?
You know, there's some things about people you don't
Or pee
want or need
racing.
to know.
Pee racing? Pee.
Yeah. Well, no.
Pee
What
pee.
is-
some chicken wings.
Pee pee racing.
No. I'm sorry that I brought it up. Anyway, episode 105.5. This is a bonus episode of the Craft Parenting Podcast, Caroline's Mystery Crowler Game Show.
It's better than the great urine races of 2023.
It really is. This is a much better topic of discussion than what I don't know. No, not sure.
That's
Well,
kind of
not
a good
sure.
time.
Well, although our discussion on the terminal velocity, incorrect as that may be, of going to the bathroom,
My
probably
beer smells like weed.
Yeah, it yes. So you're right. Thank you.
It smells
for-
like weed.
We are drinking a new beer. We have a couple different things in front of us. Marco, what did you get for all of us to try?
We are splitting a now in 10 from Rheingeist, a thiolized IPA
Sip, sip, pass.
to
So-
commemorate their 10-year anniversary.
So what we were talking about before we started recording is I said I don't know what thiolized is,
Oh.
like what that refers to. And the expectation from the discussion was this should be a fruity,
Tropical.
tropical IPA.
Thought it was just a bunch of guys who like thighs.
But skies out, thighs out. I don't know. I don't. There's
Okay.
where's Todd when you need him? I bet
Had that ready to
Todd
go.
would know.
Todd.
I bet Todd would know. I miss Todd. Anyway, it's good, but it's not at all what I
She
thought I was
danky.
going to get. Yeah,
Danky.
very, very danky. I like it, but again, it's just not what I was expecting.
It's
Is
almost
this-
it's almost like and not to the same level, but it smells so much like weed that I'm afraid that somebody's going to start looking at us.
But is it soft?
It's not soft.
There you go.
Nah, there we go.
There we go.
not soft.
Yeah.
Not soft.
She weedy.
Yeah. All right. So outside of the tasters of this, Marco, this is kind of all that you have.
It's good.
But you and I have the Hefeweizen from Third Eye.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
This is a bad example of the Hefeweizen. It tastes good. Tastes
okay.
good.
I hadn't had a chance yet. So.
You don't have to taste it. Look at it. That's not a Hefeweizen.
It is incredibly clear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Step one. Not a Hefeweizen. It's good. It tastes good. It's great. Crystal Weizen. That's a style. It wasn't a joke. That's a style.
Yeah.
It
Just wasn't expecting.
hits all of the flavor profiles that you expect from a Hefeweizen.
Oh, yeah,
It just
absolutely does.
doesn't have the,
Absolutely does. The kind of
Sound like an actor's wife, Crystal Weissen.
Crystal Weizen.
And probably is.
She's going to be in the new Mummy movie with
Brandon Fraser. Nice. So Craft Parenting Pod.
Where are those rails?
I'm trying to steer the train back onto the tracks. Who knows what we're
A
talking
zipper
about?
joke. I get it.
Yeah. Oh, good God. So we probably talked more about going to the bathroom and thiolization and crystal Weizens than Caroline and Joe took to expose or to guess the mystery Crowler.
They'd understand.
They would. I'm sure they do understand. They have kids. Time is completely different
What do you
for
think
them.
Joe's terminal velocity of his urine
I
is?
don't want to know. No, absolutely not. Nope.
Because, like, if there's not much
No.
distance, I don't know. Like, he's probably got.
Well, he is taller than you, so yes, there is potential for
Tiny hands, though.
very tiny hands.
But they do talk
But-
about his feet in
but the
this
dancing-
podcast.
Yeah, but if your body spends a lot of effort growing other things rather than your hands, maybe I don't know. I don't know science.
Nope. I refuse to continue down.
I'm gonna
potential
side with
rabbit
Joe
hole.
on this one. The first time I heard of Shoe Carnival, I was like, bro,
Yeah.
is that where,
Yeah.
I can
That's
get
where you
like
get
some
the
cotton
shoes.
candy and a candied apple, play some
Sounds
fucking
fun.
cardi
And then you walk in
games?
and it's shoes, and you're like, what the hell?
What the hell is this?
What's
they
up
don't
with
even
that?
make. Yeah, what's up with that?
There was
What's
a
up with
wheel.
that?
There was a wheel at Shoe Carnival.
Yes,
You got-
there
you could
was.
spin a
I miss.
wheel.
And get like a certain percentage off of your shoes or a free pair of socks or something. That was great. I don't think they do that anymore.
I don't think Shoe Carnival exists anymore. Right?
Shoot, is there still one on the west? If there is, it's going to be
Yeah,
on the
it's
west
on the
side.
west side.
Would absolutely be
Yep.
on the west
Yeah,
side.
the last one.
So the idea behind this episode is, can Joe guess the beer from the mystery Crowler that Caroline picked up? I'm sorry, Caroline picked up from Delhi Liquor when her and I recorded the episode where we were supposed to talk about bottle shops in general, but only talked about Delhi Liquor and squirrels. Go figure. This is why you can't trust us with anything. It was only about 6 minutes of the episode, which is longer than what we kind of strive our recaps to be. I mean, shit, we're already at a long time with this total episode.
Technically a long time.
But it's great. So Dippa Josh and I apparently remotely produced this episode. I'm glad that we did such a fantastic job.
Yep.
Joe has had this beer before, which I didn't know when Caroline got a Crowler of it. She's like, oh, he'd really like this. And then I find out in the episode, well, you guys have both had it before. Kind of cheating, in
Little
my
bit.
opinion, but, it's okay. She gave him a good amount of clues, but he did end up, spoiler alert, guessing the beer. And then the entire rest of the episode, they talked about Caroline's new haircutting business.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be cutting all the locks. She's going to be taming your tresses. She is going to be making you look gorgeous. Reach out to her on social media. I mean, Caroline creates crafts and epic hairdos.
Sure.
She got a whole new set of bowls, depending on how big your head
Yes.
is. She's got the right bowl to put on it.
Bowl. Yes.
Yeah, bowl.
Yes. What I want to do is, as a business opening gift for her, get her a new bowl with like the scalloped edges.
Yeah.
For some
that's fancy.
really fancy haircuts.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely epic.
You could use it as a Jello mold or
Hair cutting template.
Hair cutting.
Can we design a proprietary bowl with a special design?
Oh, I bet we could.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Break out the Dremel.
There we
Got
go. Sure. We got this. I bet we could even do something where multiple podcasts or logos are part of the bowl
Ooh,
to
now
where.
you're talking.
Yeah. This is going to be a super short recap because we went down a ton of rabbit holes, and again, Joe guessed the beer in like 6 minutes, and then all they talked about was haircuts. It's still a fun episode
Haircuts
to
and
listen
shoes.
to. Haircuts and shoes and shoe carnival, and yeah, a lot of fun.
What else would you
but-
want at a shoe carnival?
What was
Urine
what-
races?
Yeah. In the bathroom, the stalls right next to each other. Did you say when was the last time I went to a shoe carnival? No.
I said, what else would
What
you
else?
want?
else?
What else do you want? Like in
at
shoe carnival.
They already have the
Clowns?
wheel. No.
No.
Absolutely
we're
not.
Fuck out of here with the
Anti-clown.
clown.
No.
Sorry, Paul.
No. Paul's great when but it's the makeup
The
and
makeup.
the costume.
Okay.
It's
Clowns don't have
it's
to have
that.
makeup.
Right.
Clown
Yeah.
was a state of mind.
Sure, exactly. And for me, if there's like the makeup, the outfit, that's where I know the fuck out. I would say that I would want there to be. Do you remember the outside of grocery stores? There used to be like the little horse that you could ride for like 25 cents or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Still exists in
They-
Meijer, Sandy.
Well, they have the ones. That's right. I forgot about Sandy. They used to have similar ones with like that were like more of a
Oh
carousel.
yeah, that
Who the
red
fuck
and
is
white
Sandy?
carousel. She's
The
in
horse-
Meijer.
Yeah, and she's in Meijer.
Oh.
You never ridden
No.
Sandy from Meijer?
She costs a penny. It's a penny.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, penny to get to ride Sandy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You've never. No.
I'm going to now.
No, there you go. All right.
That's where we're headed after the show.
Shit.
Can we get chicken wings?
At Meijer?
And Meijer?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I don't know if they're still going to be warm or fresh when we get there. Their deli probably.
They're never
closed.
warm.
This is true. This is true. I remember speaking of like hot and fresh, I remember the conversation about pizza with Danny. And I said that once I went to Little Caesars for their hot and ready, it was neither hot nor ready.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, apparently I'm going to the wrong one. Maybe it's the same is true with Meijer's and their chicken wings.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know if I want to risk finding out.
Maybe.
But, yeah. Episode 105.5 of the Crap Parenting Podcast, where Joe guesses the mystery beer in under 5 minutes. It was still fun to hear him try to guess.
Congratulations,
And
Joe.
the fact that I was there when Caroline got the Crowler was awesome. I don't know if Del Heiliger should have sold that Crowler with the label the way that it was, but it's fine.
Whatever.
It's all fine.
Joe, send us a message. Let us know the terminal velocity of your urine.
No, do not know. No, send it directly to the gnome.
Sure.
He wants to know.
I'll compile it.
At least I don't.
Do a
I don't know if
list.
Mark did. The podcast
Spreadsheet.
It's a great article.
Spreadsheet.
Oh my god! And
Is that what you were at WCPO for?
Yes. We were
Oh my
compiling
god! Very
urine
scientific.
terminal velocities. Of
Yes, I did want to ask you about that, but we will talk about that off mic. What do you say, since we've already talked about the terminal velocity of your pee? I brought it up. I know that I brought it up. I regret bringing
All
it
right,
up.
cheers.
You definitely brought it up.
Cheers. Fucking hell.
Hey, it's a urine.
Well, I might need to see a doctor.
That beer smells like my urine does after I go
No.
camping.
Oh god. Do you eat asparagus? Do you have
No,
the
it's
gene?
weed. It's
No,
the
no,
weed.
no.
Oh, the
the
weed.
asparagus gene that makes that makes the smell, or that you at least feel that the smell of your urine has changed.
I don't eat a lot of asparagus. I
Okay.
don't really
You don't
like
know.
asparagus.
As a person
all that
who
much, but
has eaten a lot of asparagus, yes.
Yeah, same.
Does the terminal velocity change with asparagus?
Boy,
I don't think so.
We have so many different facets to this experiment that now need to be carried out. That should not be carried out.
What are we talking about next?
We're talking about carrying out urine.
We're talking about. Well, I mean, maybe we're talking about Cincy Brewcast and when the gnome went to Oakley Beerfest. So
both of my shows this week were complete shit shows, for different reasons, but shit shows.
I would disagree, but you are your own worst critic. So I will throw that caveat into that. I will say that neither of them
you're just
were
the worst. Whatever.
I mean, neither of them were like the best that you
That's
put
exactly
out,
what I expected.
But I
You've
don't
done
feel
worse.
like.
Great.
All right, so this is season 9, episode 8 of Cincy Brewcast, the podcast that almost wasn't because of audio issues. Which, I mean, you heard this place when we showed up. I mean, background noise sometimes can make the show that much more engaging because you get the feeling of
It can also
of being where
make
you
it
are.
unlistenable too. There's that potential.
And I don't know how much work you did on the audio. I didn't, because I both listened
lot.
to I listened to the podcast and I watched the video on YouTube, and some of it, the background noise was a bit loud, but I could always hear what you were saying.
Yeah.
And like I said, you might have scrubbed both of those. I don't know how long it took you to try to mess with different levels, that kind of stuff. For the most part, I normalize, and then I'm kind of like, hey, it is what it is.
Right.
You probably are a lot more critical and go into things a little more deep than that when you're trying to clean up audio on any of your shows. But, I mean, again, it wasn't anything that I felt was unlistenable. That was something that I'm like, well, let me skip through to see if the next 30 seconds gets any better.
Yeah, that would have been a fun experiment. If I had thought ahead, I would have brought raw audio for you guys to hear.
That would have been fun.
Because
That would have been fun.
It's brutal.
Couldn't have
Yeah.
sounded worse than that, like an episode with Meisel in the.
It was pretty on par with that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I don't know why every time I see you, I got to bring that up.
It's my low point in life. Thanks, Marco.
Marco's always trying
Here
to...
for you, buddy.
Yeah, there we go.
My pee is faster than yours.
Oh, ooh, hey. Boy, that's going to be the new insult. At least I pee faster than you. I don't know what I've done here.
I don't think you do, buddy.
Marco's
I don't think you
closer to
do.
the ground, so, you never... I don't know.
Yeah, but I have less distance.
I just, okay. Every single time I'm like, I'm
It's
going to
all
make the
about
joke
dom
a
to
little more.
water.
Nope.
Dom
nope,
to water
nope,
ratio.
Nope. If you're touching the cake, you're doing it wrong. So in this one, you, in kind of the voiceover intro,
We're talking about the crevice of joy.
maybe Marco was right with sticking the I can't reach, so
Just end it now.
I'm just trying to end it.
Zap yourself.
Damon agrees that this is just absolute nonsense. You said in kind of your intro to the video or the actual Oakley Beerfest part of this that 50 West is soft, so that makes 50 West and 3 Floyd soft. And as we talked about here, there are other beers that are
Other half.
Yeah,
pretty soft. Yeah.
I have this problem with styles and people choosing to call something something that means something, and then not fulfilling that promise to the consumer. I get pushing styles and trying to recreate things
Sure.
and trying to be innovative. But if people are expecting something, make it that thing, and that's complicated now, especially with IPA.
Yeah.
IPA is weird.
I have coined a new phrase for when you go to a place and you record by walking around and doing a mobile episode rather than like you said, you had a table set up and you went trying to get people over here. It's
I had a
not
whole
going to
podcast
work.
set up and I then broke it down.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work.
you're doing the gnome room.
Okay, I like that.
So there we go. So anytime you do that, you got to say I'm gnome roaming. I'm something like that.
It might
and
be
any
trademarked.
royalties you make from
Could
that.
be. Could be. You have the gnome dome.
I think that
We already have the
For
gnome
Christmas.
dome. Yeah,
but the roaming gnome is a thing. That's Travelocity. He's the roaming gnome.
yeah, but
I might be poking a little too close.
But that's a name. The roaming gnome. That's not you. This is a verb. This is an action that you are taking. It is the gnome roam.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can make
Okay.
it work.
Okay.
I mean, at least in like our circle, I don't think Travelocity is going to be coming at you anytime
I'm just
soon.
going to try not to do it anymore.
Come at us, Travelocity. Come at thegnarlygnome.com.
So let's see. You talked to Wiedemann, Wild Ohio, Moreline / Cincy Beverage Company / Sinbev, Northwood Cider Company, and Turtles Brew.
Sounds right.
Which you have done
And Bad
direct
Tom.
interviews.
I did talk to Bad Tom, but they didn't make the episode.
Gotcha. Was that due to the
Noise?
roaming?
No, so it was just the volunteer at the booth. And
Gotcha.
That's not them.
She
Yeah,
she
not
didn't
them.
really.
Wasn't really
She
as
was really
aware
excited
of
to
things.
record, and then as soon as we started
Didn't have
recording,
as much
had
information as
nothing
you
to
wanted
say.
for it. That's fine.
She
That
didn't
makes
So it
even
sense.
just
Damn
petered
beer.
out.
Yeah, petered right out. See, it's a joke about.
I know. Oh my God. I'm quite literally not touching that one. So
never touch the Peter.
So for Wiedemann, you had their, God damn it, the pickle Pilsner. I can't. I can't make this shit up. Oh my God.
Yep.
I just completely, even though I'm looking at my notes, I just
It was
completely
good.
lost my train of thought.
It was
with that.
a nice crispy pickle. It's not as good as Urban's pickle. I'll go on record.
It's
and say
different, though.
It is.
It's different.
It's a Pilsner with pickled juice in it, where most of the other ones tend to be like sours goes. It's something to where that salt content
Right.
is already part of it.
I enjoyed it. I had it, what is it, about 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago. Friend of the show,
Yeah,
John.
Yeah.
John Lee brought
Miss
a couple
John
of-
Lee.
I saw him over the weekend.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Friend of the show, John Lee. We did a homebrew day, and he brought some.
Excellent.
It was good.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, aside from the actual beer itself, Wiedemann has a mascot for their pickle beer.
That's what I
Urban
had written
Artifact
down.
does not.
No.
Louis the Pickle is a guy.
Does any other?
pickle-
Because I
pickle guy.
recently had Destills. I can never say.
These what?
These pickles. I
I don't think any of them have a mascot.
no.
That's
but
where
that
we're going
one's
with that
also a
question.
very good
Yeah, there's-
pickle beer.
there's
I
some
really
great pickle
enjoy
beers
it.
around.
Yeah, there are, and
the
soon to be a
Wickles-
pickle seltzer.
The Wickles Pickles, that's at Highwire.
Have
It's
not
good.
had that one yet,
It's
but
good.
I'm looking forward to it. I need Urban to re-release the spicy pickle because that one is probably one of my favorites, hands
They've
down.
got to go hard and
Yeah, they do.
Can't go soft with that one.
redominate the pickle field. They got to just shove it everywhere.
You get it, you're,
Everywhere they can shove it.
No, you really gotta.
No, just,
You gotta
no,
really
no.
just.
It's not working.
No, don't do it.
The hand motion isn't
do it.
helping. Keep your pickle to yourself.
To Wild Ohio, you also talked to them about their. So are all of their hard teas and their actual hard teas?
Hard
they're not
tea.
malt beverages with tea or tea flavors added.
Yeah.
Are they all made with green and black tea, or just like they have a black
Yeah, they're-
tea and they
they're-
have a
I think
green
it's-
tea?
they're
They-
diverse.
And black tea.
Yeah.
All right.
And whatever. There's probably white tea in there too. They just didn't mention it.
Apparently, some of their flavors are incredibly dangerous at 9%, and they even say that they have it on the label that
Yep.
it's very dangerous. And for the summer, they are 10 for 10 at
Danger
Kroger.
tea.
Danger tea. I like
Danger tea.
that. They should sell Danger tea at Danger Wheel.
They should.
All kinds of danger going on there.
Yeah.
I actually
Danger,
went
danger,
to
danger.
Danger. I actually went to the Crochet the other day. Oh God, I didn't mean to make that rhyme. And I saw some of the Wild Ohio teas. They were $1, and
$1.
I picked up 4. They only
So
had
silly.
the original.
Not good.
They only had the original and the blueberry, so I picked up 2 cans.
I'm not talking about
Guess
the taste.
what?
I'm saying it can't be good if you can get
If
it
it's
for
$1.
Guess what?
I don't know.
And I
Like,
mean, it can't be good for business.
You can put flavor in the original and make it taste like whatever you want. Just get
This
some
is
little
true.
syrup and just
How about some bourbon?
blueberry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't
Well-
add bourbon to something that is 9%. Don't do that.
But what if it's Turtles Brew? Because
we
that
do
was
it?
another part of your conversation.
But Turtles
with the
Brew is not
gentleman
9%.
there. Okay. I guess I assumed that Turtles Brew was a little higher, but
It's a little lower ABV, I think.
Okay.
think.
We skipped over Sinbev,
Okay.
where you talked to them. You talked about the Hefeweizen and their Pilsner. and
I love. So we should go back.
The video was fantastic for that part because people kept walking in front, and you're like, "Hey, do you mind not?" And then eventually you and the
At one point, I think I yelled at somebody.
you're like, "Hey, there's that," and then you and the one that
No, I
you're
think I
speaking
just went,
to, you're like, "Yeah." And then you told
in the video,
you told the
you can
woman
see
that,
the girl look at me, and she's got the shocked look.
and you're just kind of like,
and then,
the chapel over there.
and then Rachel,
But
who
then
I was interviewing, she's
you're like, "Let's just
we're
step
recording.
over."
Can we just, can you just?
And then you decided
the
to
lady
step
was a lot
close.
nicer.
Well, but then you guys decided to step closer.
Who
to
is
the
your
camera.
daddy and what does he do?
Apparently not
That's
Pilsner.
pretty good.
Yeah. Did they have both the Heffa and the Pilsner, or did you just have the Pilsner
They
and
had
they just
the
talked about?
Heffa and the lager
Okay.
and the Pilsner. The Pilsner was a surprise.
Gotcha, that's right. Okay. You then
And
talked
they
to...
had Little Kings and Hootie also.
Well,
but
yeah.
we didn't
how
bring
can you,
those.
how can you not?
And then-
Did they give them out in the little bottles, or did they
It was on tap.
required? Okay, on
On
tap.
tap.
Little Kings
Yeah.
on tap just doesn't feel like it would have the same.
Yeah, but it tastes good.
It doesn't have
Does
the
it?
same
All right.
skunk.
Hey, all right.
It's not skunk.
It's not
It tastes
skunked.
good.
Yeah. Good God. Northwood Cider Company, they have a canning line, so
Yeah.
they'll be starting. Maybe you'll be starting to
They have
see
cans.
them.
They have
Okay,
cans.
yeah.
You can go to the tap room and get cans already.
Are they planning on distributing?
I
or
need to
just
witness this
export?
canning line. I need to see this canning line.
Yes, we all need to see the thing.
How many heads does their canning
I
line have?
am
Probably
so
4.
sad that I missed out on the peaches and the habanero, the smoked habanero ciders, because that sounds absolutely amazing. And apparently they weren't planning on making sweet ciders, which I can't wait for you to do like a full episode with them, because I
Yeah.
think that's going to be really, really
Oh, yeah.
cool to listen to. And then Turtles Brew, which started out as a doctor's note or a lack thereof.
I love Turtles Brew. I love it.
It's
I don't know if we mentioned this in the episode. It's only served right now in milk jugs. Like you buy it in a milk
you didn't
jug.
mention it, but that's what was on the
From
table.
where?
Was just like half-gallon milk jugs.
There's some stores that carry them or bars, but it comes in it's in a milk jug. Like it's so.
Well, how
so-
come we don't? How come we don't have any?
It's so perfect.
I
Is it not
I
on the
don't
west
know.
side?
I don't think it's sold in
It's
like
gotta be-
retail locations.
it
It's like
is.
through bars, isn't
It
it?
is. Yeah. No. It's out there.
Okay,
but
so I have not
in
seen- 'cause
random
I-
spots. It's very random.
I was gonna say if I see it, I will absolutely
By
buy
Gollies in Milford
Like-
definitely has it. That's where
it. I'm from the west side. I'm never in Milford.
Well, make a road trip.
Let's go to Milford.
Okay, let's do it. We have time.
Well,
maybe.
not today.
This thing's battery powered, right?
Absolutely. Well, we have the P4 in the bag as well.
How
I
long
mean,
are
we
these
can-
mic cables? Can they stretch
6
from
feet.
car to
We
car?
can. If you drive careful enough, we can make this work. I like that you tied the conversation with Turtles Brew into just the evolution of what people are wanting to drink in craft beer. It's not just about beer anymore. It's about hard teas. It's about malt beverages. It's about things like bourbon. Saying infused tea, I don't think is correct, but
It's really cool they infuse turtles too.
yeah. I mean, hopefully they're doing the right turtles and not
Well,
like
it's
Leonardo
humane.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fair.
If I'm infusing a turtle, I think I'm infusing a mutant turtle. Like that.
Right.
sounds
Oh,
like
right.
it's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Give everyone superpowers.
That's right.
Why
Yeah.
not? The ability to pee faster. Was there anything else on this episode of the Cincinnati Brewcast? Oh shit, Marco. There we go. Cheers.
Cheers, Cincinnati
Cheers,
Brewcast.
Cincinnati Brewcast. Before we move on to, I'm going to say this episode of the Weekly Pint is a myth, a legend. Those that know
Is this the last one?
This is the last one.
Oh, I better go get some.
So is there anything about Cincy Brewcast before we do the last recap?
I just want to say it was good to hear from John Newberry. John Newberry had been on the podcast, man, a long time ago. And I remember back when he was talking about Wiedemann and back when, why is the name I just drew a total blank on his name. He's now at Fretboard. Who used to be at Lisherman, who used to be at Taft's, and
Kevin Moreland.
Kevin Moreland. I remember he was talking about how the Wiedemann recipes, the 4 core beers that were coming out, those recipes were his recipes when Wiedemann was going to come out. I think this is maybe when they were trying to get funds together and get before Wiedemann. It was contract brewed, sort of just a little bit here and there, and then to hear him back on the podcast, I don't think you had anybody on from Wiedemann when you did the boxing event at Wiedemann.
I did not.
But it was good to hear John Newberry because he had such a passion and goes such a passion for Wiedemann, and this goes back years and years and years. It was refreshing to hear.
That's awesome.
That's really.
That's good. No, I love that. I absolutely love that. All right, let's make sure that our glasses are full, and we will be right back.
I wonder how fast John's pee is.
We have answered so many of the world's questions in that break.
So many.
Holy crap! Like
Squirrels, man.
Squirrel terminal velocity, the 21-second rule.
Yeah, so it's not. We need to.
Yeah, we need to dial
some
back and
things
correct.
that have been happening in the episode.
And I'm fine with saying that I was wrong. I misinterpreted something that I read a while ago. So
It's not how long it takes your pee to get from dong to bowl. It's how long you spend peeing. You
right.
should not be peeing
Longer
more
than 20.
An average of 21 seconds.
Correct. It means you're either holding it too long or not.
Not being enough.
Not being enough. You're right. Exactly.
And then I can get behind that.
And then that translates. Don't get behind it. You'll get wet. And then that translated somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not upstream. It's fine. And then somehow that translated into terminal velocity, which turned into squirrels, and squirrels not being able to die by falling because they never hit that terminal velocity because of the gliding aspect and all that. All incredibly, incredibly important conversations, but they didn't have anything to do with beer, so that's why they're not part of the main episode.
Right.
Yeah.
You should tune into the live stream.
If you were on the live stream, yeah, Marco has no idea what we're talking about. He hasn't been paying any attention whatsoever. With that being said, speaking of not paying attention to anything whatsoever, there is a legend out there that just started over the last 5 minutes.
Okay.
That there is a shattered glass.
It sounded shattered.
At the end of the bar. That producer Nick, this is why he can't have nice things. But there is a legend, a myth, that there exists or used to exist an episode of the Weekly Pint that was never turned into a podcast, that remained the episode that is not an episode, the show that is not a show. And then it even disappeared from being that. It just does not.
It exists. I'm not going to delete it. It's still there. It's on YouTube.
But is it? Oh, okay. So it is still.
You can't find it, but it's on YouTube.
You can't find it. Okay. So even if you scour the dark web.
No, if you had the link to the YouTube video, I think it's still the same link.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just hidden.
If you're wondering,
I was drunk. I was very drunk.
If you're wondering what we're talking about, this was episode 173, which I don't know if next week will be 173. This week will there be an episode 173?
There's going to be another one this week.
Okay.
And then 174 is next week.
So we won't mention an episode number because it wasn't an episode. It wasn't a show.
Not an episode.
It was called Crash and Burn, which I feel was...
Same title for this week's episode when it actually...
Interesting. All right, so this may have been, if you believe the legends, if you believe the folklore surrounding the legendary original episode 173, it was very short, it was very late, there was no echo, so it was not
an epic beginning. I nailed the intro.
The intro was absolutely nailed. Much like, no, never mind. However, I was sad. There was no, I was asleep before it even happened.
Yeah, you weren't there.
I was not there. I heard the notification go off on my phone and I went, no.
He gave Max Headroom the night off.
Apparently, according to the legends, if you believe them, you never know how accurate these things can be.
You never know.
Thank you. You gave the steps to make a Negroni, a cocktail.
I did.
There may have been unimaginable destruction done to your desktop.
Yeah,
while you were
there's-
trying to make such
There is
things.
Campari everywhere.
So basically, everything got sticky. There were no garnishes at all.
Sticky icky.
And what we learned was only Caroline and Marco were probably the only people that witnessed it live, or at least they were the only ones that commented.
I don't know what the number was. Of
I
how
think
many
Josh
people
was
saw
on.
it.
Was he? Okay.
there were-
Dippa Josh.
I told him when I went to bed, I'm like, if you're still awake and he does this, say hi to everyone for me. But then when I don't even know if I actually watched or not because it's such. maybe I was
Did it
imagining
exist?
this exactly. There was no mention that Dippa Josh told everyone that I said hello and I was just asleep already. But yeah, it was interesting. Will the idea or the concept of making a cocktail
yeah.
on the show come back? Okay.
Probably not this week.
Okay.
But one of these weeks we'll do some cocktails.
All right. I think that would be fun. I didn't really have a ton to say about this.
There's not a lot to say about it.
Because it doesn't exist. It was not actually a thing.
So to my defense, here's what happened. We could go into the background.
Go ahead.
So my kids were gone with
The
grandparents.
terrorists?
Yeah, the terrorists were gone with the grandparents. And then my wife said, let's go to dinner. Let's have some
Your
drinks.
wife.
And I'll drive. And so I said, oh, okay.
All right.
If you're driving, let's do this.
Yeah.
So we went to dinner, had some cocktails, a few cocktails, and then we decided we were going to go drink at Municipal. So we got drinks to go because Hamilton, you just get your drink to go and walk and drink. So we got cocktails to go.
Don't you love both Dora and the Ohio laws staying changed after COVID?
It should be everywhere. It should be just everywhere.
Yeah.
Then we went to Municipal and had some beers there, and then I came home and had beer while I was setting up the show to drink a cocktail on the show. So yeah, it was a lot of drinking that happened. But I didn't have kids, so that's when you do it.
And I don't know where all it was posted, but there was a video that you posted from Municipal.
Yes.
I know I saw it on Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay, I didn't know if you had shared it everywhere else.
With my afro tree.
With the afro tree,
Oh my
yes,
God!
yes.
It's so good.
What did your wife think about the picture of that?
Oh,
that you
she
said
loved
you
it.
sent her?
I can show you guys the picture.
Yeah.
Screenshot
all I
from the
wanna
live stream. It is so good.
All I want to say, and I commented this on the video when I saw it, hours after it happened, that's beautiful.
It completes my life.
It's amazing.
Every time I look at it, it's like
that has to be a new profile picture on something.
This is it. This is everything that I want in life.
That is so amazing. So amazing. But as I kind of commented on the video, it's like, well-deserved night out.
No, it's
with everything
it's not that it's not deserved or that we shouldn't be able to go out, but like I did make I make an agreement with people and I say, hey, I'm going to be here at this time and I'm going to do this thing, and I should be there to do that thing when I say I'm going to.
But sometimes when you're out with your wife or with friends or with whatever, I mean, our episode last week, we didn't have a lot to cover,
right?
But we also had a really good friend with us, and we're like, yeah, we could kind of drag this on and make this a longer show, but it was more important to us to spend time with our friend and to just appreciate the moment that we were in.
Sure.
So, yes, you put out an invite for the weekly Pint. Yes, it didn't happen the way that you wanted to, but I would hope that most of the regulars on the weekly Pint would understand that, what?
I'm
so
sure that
happy
people
you got that evening with your wife.
I'm sure that people understand. I hope that people understand. But
if they don't, fuck them.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I tried really hard not to agree to do something that I'm not going to do.
Sure, right. But
I did make a show.
You did you?
To be fair, I made something.
Did you?
I was there.
Yeah. Some there were at least 2 people that know if it actually exists or not.
And the drunk line wasn't working. I'll just
I didn't
say that.
I didn't even plug it in.
Didn't even bother.
Wasn't even going there. I forgot to turn the chat on halfway through the show.
It wasn't a show, so it doesn't matter. It's fine. Was there anything else you want to mention about this before we wrap all this up? And just,
I mean, the drink was good. It was good Negroni. Yeah,
Good.
It's good.
I told Marco before you showed up before we started recording, I was actually at the Crowbar and thought, I'm going to buy all the stuff to make this because you had talked about it. And then I'm like, I'm never going to use 90%, 3 ingredients. I'm never going to use a lot of this again, potentially. So
what do you not use?
When will I ever use Campari again? Yes, I can just add it to random stuff.
All the time.
Okay.
Campari in everything.
Vermouth?
You're not
in everything?
You're not like a
I don't know
cocktail drinker at all?
I'm still learning. Cocktails are still very, very new to me.
Manhattans,
so, okay.
Negronis, you use your sweet vermouth.
And like I know that I've had gin in some cocktails before, but I'm not familiar enough
We're heading to
where
summer.
I'm like,
gin and tonics?
I've never had a gin and tonic. I don't like tonic water, so
okay. So
that might
just go gin and soda. That's fine.
All right. I am
There's
glad
like
you
so
had
many good summer cocktails that are.
Yeah,
we'll
I'd
talk.
like to explore more, but when it comes to buying the bottles of stuff, again, it's one of those.
I get it.
Kind of balancing the same amount. I could get a couple 6-packs, or
Yeah.
it's something that I know I'm going to use and go through, and it's not going to be sitting on my counter for 3 years trying to figure out, okay, what do I use?
The thing about like booze is that it doesn't really go bad.
True,
Like
right.
No matter how long it sits there,
Sure,
you're fine.
Sure.
Just-
But if you have a bottle of, say, like a honey whiskey on your counter that is starting to collect dust because you just
Fine.
don't feel like it's still good.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, what could that money have gone to instead?
Oh, that's
I mean,
silly.
I know. It's silly. It's weird. And just in the moment, I realized I just couldn't
if
justify
you-
it right then and there.
Of course, that could be the case, and well, in this case for you, it was. But the way I would talk about it is, it's almost like somebody who does projects around the house, and they buy a tool for something specific.
Yeah.
Right.
You may do,
I love that.
and
Oh, I do too. But
that tool for something specific is there. Now you have it. Now you own it. And when you need to use it again, or when a friend needs to borrow it, now you have it. The same thing with the mixers and the things for cocktails. Somebody comes over, or you're
it's like
having
buying
an
a
event.
P4 when when you're starting a podcast and you don't know if you need multiple input devices. Either way, I think that it was, for a show that doesn't actually exist and that we just kind of fabricated while we were sitting here talking, I thought it was a lot of fun.
That was a blast.
I'm glad that you had some water nearby, and I'm glad that you had an awesome evening out with your wife prior to coming home and trying to do something. You know what I mean?
To be honest, like the show was the night out. Like if I had camera rolling that whole time, drinking some cocktails, eating some Spam fries. They have Spam fries.
Spam fries, right?
My God, it was a blast. And then hanging out at Municipal, having some beers, and that was probably the real show. But whatever.
Awesome.
Nice.
We do what we can.
Well, anything else before we wrap this
Now
party
let's
up?
wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you guys so very much for listening. I want to give a huge, huge, huge shout out to Joe, our newest Patreon subscriber. Thank you so very much. The next couple of things that we post, I'm going to do to all Patreon levels and not just the $10 and up level. That way you get an idea of some of the fun things that we do that your money goes to. In addition to, paying for podcast hosting, that type of stuff. If you like what we have done and you do want to support us, first and foremost, just tell people about the podcast. Just say, hey, there are a ton of craft beer podcasts out there based out of Cincinnati. If you don't want to listen to 5, 6, 12 hours a week, listen to our show, and then from there, determine what you want to listen to the full episodes of. That is the main goal of what we're doing. If you have any thoughts, ideas, anything at all that you want to send to us that are not on social media, I don't remember if I said it, at truthbeerpod everywhere. Our email address is super easy, truthbeerpod@gmail.com. If you want to monetarily support the show so that we can continue to do the things that I just said, fun content, pay for hosting, yada, 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 truthbeerpod.com. We have links to all the social media platforms, our email, and Patreon for subscribers, or a coffee donation page for one-time donations. Check it out.
What I do is I show up on days they record, and I stand on the other side of higher gravity, and every couple of minutes I toss a quarter, and I just toss it in the
And
air.
see if it lands
see
into
if
one of our
I
glasses.
try to get it to land in the glass. If not,
You're
it's
pretty
fine.
accurate.
I'm pretty good.
Pretty accurate. That is also something that you can do. Higher Gravity Summit Park. We say it week in and week out. You know where to find us. We can't thank you guys enough. Other than that, Marco and Gnome, what are you guys going to be doing next Tuesday?
Timing my pee.
I'm going to
be honest,
I'm going to be dropping squirrels.
I'm going to be a little obsessed with that for the next 6 months. But yeah, timing might be.
I'm going to be dropping squirrels off of the observation tower here at Summit Park.
Don't do
All right.
that.
Well, I'll be here. You know what?
Marco's going to be here.
You
hoping.
know what?
Marco's going to be solo.
What?
He's going to be hoping that we talk about some more podcasts and recapping them next Tuesday. Have a great one, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.